Before we jump into it, I'm looking to get a little more active on the platforms like Instagram and Twitter, so drop a follow if you don't already. Would love to get connected with you guys a little further. If not, no worries, but the links are in the description below. Check it out. I don't think I've had to do an update video outside of the standard Tuesdays that we normally have updates on in quite a long time, but the past couple of days I've actually seen a couple of different updates to the game, playlist updates that is, so nothing that you actually have to download a major title update for, but still some fixes that came as a surprise to many. So today we're going to be breaking down what these updates, these surprise updates at that, really changed and everything that you can take a look for outside of it and what you may need to know to be filled in. Full disclosure, a lot of this stuff is on the maintenance side, a lot of the technical aspects of the game, and so therefore some of this stuff might not apply to you at all. Some of it may deal exactly with you, but regardless, there's a couple of things up on deck that are kind of curious as to how they got that way, and of course now they're seeing some changes. So that said, let's just jump right into it. First up, let's talk about one that I'm sure a lot of people had questions with. I know that I personally did. I didn't know really about this or what it was all about until a little bit after this message kept popping up. But as of Tuesday's update for Xbox One and PS4, PC I don't think has gotten the PC update yet, which is kind of strange. But as of that update for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 users, you very well may have gotten a warning whenever you enter into the main menu, and whenever you're prompted with that message of the day thing, you'd end up seeing a warning saying some Zombies DLC maps classified Dead of the Night and Ancient Evil are being updated for maintenance and must be re-downloaded. This process is automatic and will not affect your other Zombies experiences, multiplayer, or Blackout. These maps will remain in your inventory and will be accessible again when the download is complete. Thank you for your patience. And I'll be totally honest with you, after seeing this firsthand, it was something that, as of recently, I had gotten the error where save data was corrupted. So that's something that messed with not necessarily levels or anything that are saved on the Call of Duty servers, but instead things like your settings, your sensitivity, your stick layout, your audio settings, that kind of stuff. All that corrupted on my end recently, so I saw this in a big giant warning, and I immediately got pretty terrified, not gonna lie. When I read into it, though, it seemed like nothing that really affected me. Again, I don't play zombies all that much in Black Ops 4, so I didn't think too much of it, but it kept coming back every single time I would load up the game, whereas it seemed like it said it would start downloading and fixing the issue itself naturally without us having to do anything. And so that was the big thing that was really addressed here at this. It seemed like that was kind of in a limbo period whenever players got that message, where it would end up telling players it would start downloading, but it didn't actually do that. So to my knowledge, these were downloaded as of recently again, despite having that issue and error again pop up if you loaded back in. And it happened for a few days to me, could have been once or twice for you, or a couple of days, but to my knowledge, mine re-downloaded automatically, so I'd imagine yours did as well too. I jumped on earlier today for the first time in a couple of days, and I didn't have that error pop up, and I had all the maps selectable, not as if they weren't downloaded again, so it seems like it fixed itself and was something that downloaded in the background. But apparently these versions are newer versions with some updates that, I don't know, maybe fix some bugs or something like that. They didn't go into super tremendous detail for that, but Dead of the Night was another 5.26 gigabytes and Ancient Evil was 4.479 gigabytes. So take that into account. It should, of course, already be fixed out as of these last two updates, but that's something you may have noticed. Outside of that, we ended up seeing that we had actually quite a handful of Pandemic fixes out of the last 2 days. There was an update for Pandemic on both the 8th and yesterday, the 9th, in which the 9th yesterday's was a lot more substantial, but out of that, we ended up seeing that infected players can now break the doors. Melee attacks as an infected player will no longer break sprints. The last survivor that dies in the end game will no longer receive a defeat screen, and there were improved third-person spawn cameras for infected players. That was the update as of the 8th, but again, the 9th as of yesterday, a little more substantial. It reduced the zombie respawn timer from 15 seconds to 10 seconds, which is something that, of course, is nice that infected players can get back into the game relatively quickly, but on a survivor's end, that's something you gotta be conscious of and know that they're gonna be gunning for you even faster than they already were before. So this might increase the difficulty a little bit for those that are absolutely slaying out. I think I saw somebody break the 100 kill barrier. For people like that, it might be a little bit more beneficial, to which you have more kill potential, but that's something that was changed as well. It reduced the chances that zombies would spawn outside the circle. I don't know why that's really a thing to begin with, why there's even a chance as is, but that's something that was changed as well. It increased the range of the zombie melee attack, so you have a little bit more lunge on that and a little bit more that can help you out as a zombie, and being that it's not a one hit, where zombies melees are only, I think, 50 damage and players can have up to 200 in Blackout, You'll need a couple of those, so the range increase helps out a little bit there. Zombies can no longer destroy doors from a distance. They can still destroy them though. It's just, again, you need to be a little more closer proximity. All squads that survive in the horde now will end up getting the victory screen rather than just one or that broken up. I know that the first game I played, I was the last alive here out of my squad, and I think that is working as intended, but I think I saw some mention of players that were all alive in a squad, and some got defeat, some got the win. And as of later last night, it restored all missing zombie sounds that were inadvertently taken out as a result of these two updates. So a lot of changes here to Pandemic, mostly smaller, but things that you'll definitely notice in game and that can help make that play experience a little bit better. I know the one thing that from a playing perspective that I didn't really like, I loved being the survivor. That was great having everybody rush at you and racking up a total number of kills that is just absurd in some cases. And of course, late game being that you don't have to be a zombie all that long. If you end up dying relatively quickly, it makes for a very long 10 minutes if you're just running around or dying a bunch to a group of players that you're the first out of them to be infected. It gets to be a little bit of a nuisance. So having seen some of these now added in, I think that it will definitely help out a little bit of the playing experience. I don't know if it will completely make it an even playing ground where players want to be the survivor or the zombie, but it at least makes it a little bit better. Outside of this, another big thing was changed here in relation to these recent updates, that dealing with the sliding. I don't know if you guys have seen any videos about it or anything, anyone talking on Twitter, YouTube comments, Reddit, Facebook, wherever you get your information from and or a part of the Call of Duty community, but as of the update on Tuesday, there was something that completely broke sliding for all specialists. It's still broken for a couple, and we'll talk about that in a second, but this comes right before COD Champs, which is the biggest tournament of the year for the professionals in the competitive scene. And so this was a big thing. If you guys were around in Black Ops 3, if you guys remember the G slide, it essentially made its way back into Black Ops 3, where you could jump, crouch, and then go into a slide, and it would be something that made it so much longer of a slide and also a faster way to traverse the map. And to my knowledge, I don't think that, especially with this one, there was any chaining difficulties where you could just keep doing it and doing it, and therefore it could cut the time in half from what it would take to get normally from point A to point B to what it was with this G slide again, if you will. Now, naturally, this ended up getting caught, but it wasn't something that was ever intended, so some of it already was corrected. They ended up correcting the slide velocity values for Battery, Crash, Firebreak, Prophet, Recon, Ruin, Zero, Torque, Nomad, and Spectre, but there are still sliding corrections for Ajax, Outrider, Reaper, and Seraph coming in a future update as of next week, and they said that was due to some technical limitations. As to why they wouldn't be all available to go all at once, your guess is as good as mine. I am no game engineer. That is completely out of my realm of expertise, but that's something that there's still 4 of these up on deck that it still can happen with. So if you like the extra added momentum, you can take advantage of it. It's not something that's going to be a punishable glitch, I don't think, like that. I don't see anybody getting banned from this kind of thing, but it still persists, which is really curious. On a technical avenue, on the PlayStation 4 side, we saw some weaponry changes. This one on the PS4 side alone being the Javelina AA-50 sniper rifle because it's not out yet for Xbox One, but this addressed the bug that would prevent the weapon from reloading its full magazine and going back up to full capacity. And then both on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 in the weapon category, the Rampart 17 had a little bit of an adjustment as well, where it removed an issue with a white square that would showcase in the reflex optic from time to time, though of course that's a smaller bug that not as many people may have ever encountered. It was there and it was taken care of. And the final thing that really was of substantial value here that was fixed out was that missing paint jobs have been restored according to what they say. I've seen this happen a couple of times throughout Black Ops 4 so far, and I don't know if there are still paint jobs that are completely missing, completely wiped out, and I hope that's not the case because I know a lot of people put a ton of time into paint jobs. But as of the update on Tuesday, apparently it was a visual bug only where you couldn't select other paint jobs, but they were still backlogged and cataloged on your account, and so therefore they should be back as of right now. But I personally don't play around with the paint jobs all that much, so I can't validate 100% on that, but it should be something, if you do, you can check it out and see that they were restored. But anyways, that's the changes here that came about with this update, or updates over the past 2 days. Again, a lot more technical stuff, not as super exciting as maybe a content drop or something like that. We still are due up, it seems like, for other updates here coming in the very near future as well, because we still to my knowledge, haven't seen anything with Jungle flooded just yet, though of course that's harder to gauge now because I don't think the PC update is out just yet, so we haven't seen any data mined content yet to see if that is in this current build. But we still have a few things up on deck and maybe some more technical fixes coming over the next couple of days. Of course, one smaller one to finish out the correction for the sliding issues for Ajax, Outrider, Reaper, and Seraph. But outside of that, we'll end up seeing things go back according to schedule. It just seemed kind of strange to see two, I guess, larger technical changes coming in the past 2 days. So wanted to fill you guys in and let you know what was all up on deck here, because you may have been wondering for yourself. But that said, that's where we're gonna wrap it up. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below as well. Are you guys happy with some of these changes? Maybe not so much, you don't really care all that much, whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts. But if you guys are also new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, MP, Blackout, and Zombies. We got you covered with the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. You guys also follow me over on Twitter and Instagram. Those are the best place to get connected outside of YouTube. Probably live on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But on that, now, thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.